when a burnt-out car is found deep in the forests of Georgia. Police smell something strange.
I smell some burning meat. I smell some flesh burning. And there's probably some poachers, you know, they shot a couple of deer and they're in the trunk. The sheriff pops open the trunk, looks down and says, "Those aren't deer, those are human beings."
Both of their bodies were riddled with bullets, many, many more than was necessary to kill them.
They are victims of the deadly revenge of a ruthless woman. Jessica McCord.
She's at the top of the list of the worst people I've ever prosecuted.
The first time Alan Bates kisses Jessica McCord, his life is set on a dangerous course. The easygoing boy from a good family has become her prey.
Jessica sets her sights on this guy, and that's it. That's my golden ticket for life. There's my white picket fence, my long days on the couch watching soap operas while I'm having his babies.
Jessica is soon pregnant. Alan decides to marry her. His family can't believe it.
We never imagined that he would end up with someone like that. Never.
To Alan's brothers, Kevin and Robert Bates, this looks anything but a perfect match.
It definitely feels like she was controlling from the beginning.
If you wanted me, you would have taken that phone call. What the hell's the matter with you? Don't touch me, I said.
She definitely seemed to have, or seemed to assert, a certain control over Alan and his thoughts and what he would want to do and how he would spend his time.
As the years pass, Jessica's behavior gets worse.
Okay, y'all want to pack that up now and start your homework?
We're fine. Jessica was really the instigator of the arguments and the fights.
I said, pack the puppets away and do your homework.
Alan continually wanted to work on things. Alan was a Christian. He was dedicated to this marriage. He was dedicated to raising a good family, no matter what she did to him, it seemed.
I'll just go back to cooking the dinner like I always do. And you can sit down and play.
But Jessica just couldn't be happy enough.
You can go to your theater.
These aren't just mood swings. She suffers from borderline personality disorder and narcissism. Quick to anger, self-obsessed, dangerous. Jessica is the wife from hell.
A combination of somebody with borderline personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder would be someone that would be almost impossible to be around on a daily basis. It would be the classic, it's all about me when it comes to that person.
After years of heartache and turmoil, Alan can see only one way out: divorce.
What the hell? You're not leaving.
Alan really is at his wit's end. He can't take it anymore.
Not leaving.
Yeah, you just watch me.
You just watch me then.
She's starting to get violent. She comes at him with a butcher knife one day. And she goes to stab him, and he slams the door, and she, boing, she stabs the door instead.
Divorce is no escape. Instead, it triggers something far worse.
People with Jessica's personality disorders are not the kind of people that are going to be able to sit down with a spouse and work out the issues of a divorce or separation and child custody issues. Not at all. Nothing will make her happy. When she gets what she wants, she'll want more.
Vengeful Jessica declares war on Alan. The children are her weapons.
Jessica really begins to torment this guy with his children, using these children really, as pawns in this game of chess.
Author M. William Phelps says Jessica is a master of mind games.
Visits would be planned with his children, and they wouldn't be there. He'd try to call him on a telephone. Jessica would say, you can't talk to him.
He's not coming.
Meanwhile, she turns around and tells the kids, see, he never calls you. He doesn't want to visit you.
Ain't your daddy here yet?
She's a narcissist, and she enjoyed that their life was her stage. And the players in this drama were Alan and those kids. And she had control over it all. That's one thing that Jessica loved to have, and that's control.
You said I'll be able to see the kids.
When a court gives Alan access, she ignores it.
Well, I don't know, maybe next week?
Come on, you know.
Nothing that the court said was ever going to influence Jessica's decision to even let him see the girls.
I want to see the kids.
She went as far as to try to change their names and put them in a different school. And then when we found out where they were, then she pulled them out and homeschooled them. And it was all in a kind of a desperate attempt to hide them from him.
The court will not be defied, and Jessica is briefly jailed for contempt. She makes a terrible promise. Someone has to pay.
Whatever Jessica wanted, Jessica was going to get. And if it required murder, that was fine.
My turn to see him, and I'm going to see him.
Alan Bates is a man in trouble.
Don't call here again.
When he divorces his wife, Jessica, he makes a vicious enemy.
It's over a 6-year period of time where in and out of court, he's fighting her for custody, he's fighting her just to see the kids.
Alan makes a fresh start with new wife, Tara.
I definitely feel that Tara was Alan's soulmate. She brought new life back into Alan when she came into his life.
Jessica, I'm sorry, I don't think I...
Jessica has found someone too.
Of course we can do this. I'm not gonna lose my girls, okay? I'm just not.
In Jeff McCord, she once again has a man she can control.
You know what to do. We talked about it.
Jeff is the kind of guy who would, if he loved a woman, would believe anything she told him.
Think about it. Think about it.
But Jessica isn't getting on with life.
You're not gonna hang. Talked about
She's getting revenge.
it. Do it for me.
Alan was gonna ultimately get those kids away from her, and she could never allow that. She could not allow him to win.
Is this what you want? Huh?
She has a wicked plan.
Jessica goes to her husband, Jeff, and she says, Jeff, you gotta help me do something. The only way we're gonna get rid of him, because he's such a nuisance in our lives, is if you kill him. And Jeff McCord, a cop, he's a cop. His job every day is to save lives, keep justice, and stop violence. Says, well, we gotta come up with a plan.
A few days later,
Where's the kids?
as planned, Alan and Tara arrive to pick up the children
Hey.
Hey, where are the kids?
Oh, they're inside. The girls
and
want
walk
to run.
straight into a death trap.
Come on, man. Come on.
Alan knew Jessica's violent history. She tried to stab him with a knife one time. I'm surprised, really surprised, he went into her home. I don't think he would have entered that home had it not been the lure that his children were going to put on a show for him.
Okay, y'all wanna come downstairs here? Thought it'd be nice to have a little play at the end.
Jessica invites them into the living room and says, sit down on the couch. The kids are upstairs.
Let the girls know you're here.
Kids weren't even at the house at the time. Another lie.
Okay, they won't be long. You know, the girls have actually been quite sick.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know if it's a good idea to be going out in this weather.
Look, we gotta get going, so...
And Alan is impatient. We gotta catch a flight, we gotta go. What's all this hospitality all of a
Well,
sudden?
Sam's actually having trouble with her nap. Ain't she?
So Jeff just walks up, pulls the gun out of his back. She falls to the ground. Alan gets up, just fires at Alan 4 times. While Jessica sits and watches this murder unfold in front of her eyes, a murder she planned.
According to Chief Deputy District Attorney Roger Brown, the seeds of her appalling crime were sown years before.
She grew up in a broken home. Her mother and father were divorced, and her father was abusive, physically abusive to her and to her mother. He wound up killing a woman in Tennessee. I don't necessarily believe in the bad seed, but maybe she got it.
With 2 bodies in the trunk, the killers make a late-night dash across the state line into Georgia.
They pull the car into a field. They pour the gasoline around the car.
On the car, in the trunk, open the trunk.
They pour the gasoline on the bodies. They pour the gasoline on the seats of the car. Jeff goes over and he lights a paper towel and he throws it in the car. Nothing happens. So then Jessica goes over and takes care of it herself. She lights another paper towel, puts it in there, and it kind of... This car was just engulfed in flames.
Jessica's arrogance will be her undoing.
It is a misconception, as a rule, that you can burn a body by just pouring a little accelerant over it, such as gasoline or diesel fuel, and burning it. Because you see, when we use gasoline or diesel fuel, the temperature gets to 800 or 900 degrees. Temperatures of 1,500 degrees for a period of several hours are required to cremate a body, to reduce it to just ash. And most individuals do not tend to fire for that length of time.
The bodies survive the blaze, along with a bullet and a scrap of paper towel with a distinctive design. Retired Detective Laura Brignac says police find another vital clue.
Fortunately, during the fire, the license plate fell off of the car. And so immediately it was traced back to the Birmingham airport where Tara and Alan had flown into and rented the car.
When investigators find out where Alan and Tara were supposed to be, they close in.
They go to Jessica's house under a search warrant. They find paper towels that match that paper towel. And inside the garage, it came through the wall, they find another bullet that matches ballistically to that bullet find at the Georgia crime scene.
Even under arrest for murder, Jessica McCord is coldly defiant.
She was very cool and collected about it and gave off an impression that I will regain control and I'll win in the end. Jessica McCord is one of the most vicious, cold-hearted criminals that I've ever dealt with.
I prosecuted hundreds of murder cases, some very mean and bad people. Jessica McCord is at the top of the list because she's truly evil.
Jessica and Jeff are found guilty of murder and sentenced to life. For Jessica, there's no chance of parole. She will die in jail.
This is a very sad story because from the moment Alan met Jessica as a teenage boy, it set his life on a path to destruction.
She took something from our family that was very dear to us for really no good reason. I think that what she did to her kids, to take their father away from them in such a manner, was the cruelest thing. They were truly the most innocent victims in the whole thing.
For some women, the burning desire for vengeance is a dangerous emotion.
Revenge is the #1 motivator of murder. It's a very powerful force.
And deadly revenge can be taken anywhere. Even the lobby of a 4-star hotel.
Clara Harris, by all accounts, is a really wonderful human being. For this one brief moment in her life, she lost it. She was a wild animal.
Clara Harris emigrated from Colombia and found the American dream.
Oh, hey, darling. Hello. Looks good.
College education, marriage to a wealthy dentist, a lavish home. But the dream has a fatal flaw. Her husband, David Harris.
What's this?
It's a salad. I made it for you.
Yeah, but I don't like rocket in my salad.
David Harris was a self-indulgent, egotistical clod. Everything about David was have the best of everything, have the best looking woman, have the best car, have the best house on the block, which they did.
Texan author Stephen Long says that while David Harris seems to have it all, he still wants more. He wants his receptionist, Gail Bridges.
Gail Bridges is a little cutie. She's a pretty good-looking woman herself. So it was a situation where David just wanted it all.
For months, David cheats on Clara Harris, barely covering his tracks.
The affair became quite obvious to the employees in David's orthodontics office. And one of them eventually went to Clara and told her.
David's affair will become his death sentence.
Hey, dog.
Where have you been?
I've been out with the guys.
Out with Gail, you mean?
When Clara found out her husband was having an affair, her world ended.
I am your wife! I am your wife!
To lose her husband was to lose everything that was important to her.
Do you love her? Do you love her?
Her standing in the community, how others saw her, everything. And she could not deal with that.
A shattered Clara won't leave her husband. She responds with obsession about her rival for David's love.
She begged him to know about the other woman, demanded that he tell her about the other woman.
According to private investigator Bobby Baca, that request sparks a searing comeback.
And he said, okay, here's the differences. She has a boob job, you don't. She has little feet, you have big feet.
She's got no fat. No fat. She's perfect.
She fits better in bed with me than you do. She's smaller, she's more petite. You're fat, she's not. She basically made him tear her ego down.
For David to tell Clara he was having an affair with another woman was like stabbing her in the heart. But to give her details and compare her to the other woman was like turning the knife. Clara couldn't take it.
With jealous determination, Clara sheds the pounds. But the affair goes on.
Clara was desperate to save her marriage. And she thought, because of things David said, that if she lost weight, if she was prettier, if they made love more often, that would be all it would take. But those are very shallow fixes for a very damaged marriage.
Soon, the damage to her marriage will be complete when Clara takes matters into her own hands.
He tells Clara he's going to break up with Gail, and he takes Gail to bed. He couldn't possibly have been thinking about what Clara would do.
On an upscale Houston street, in a lavish house, a marriage is on the rocks. Clara Harris is becoming desperate.
There's no evidence that Clara has any kind of psychiatric disorder. She had cheating husband disorder. For her, big problem.
Dentist David Harris has been caught having an affair with his receptionist, Gail Bridges. His next lie will turn this once loving wife into a killer.
David told Clara that he was going to meet with Gail and break off the relationship once and for all.
But Clara doesn't trust her husband anymore. She goes to private investigator Bobby Baca.
She said, here's all the case information. He's going to meet her tonight. If you can get close and get recordings of what they're saying, she wanted that.
Bobby puts one of her team on the case. She soon discovers that David Harris has no plans to break up with his lover, Gail.
He went up into a hotel, checked into the hotel. He was with the other woman.
Wait a minute, sexy boy.
And at that point, we just wait for them to come out and video them coming out. And there's no reason why a married man would be alone in a hotel with another woman unless there is adultery.
Oh, I can't believe it. And he lied to me and he's down here. Right, Mom. I'm so sick of it. Mom.
When Clara learns the truth from the PI firm,
I'm so furious.
she snaps.
Just leave it, just leave it.
Enraged, she makes 16-year-old stepdaughter Lindsay phone her father
Daddy, you have to come home, Bradley, see.
with a lie to lure the lovers out.
All right. Okay.
Good, thank you very much.
And that is where our story really becomes incredibly violent, because she saw them come downstairs, get out of an elevator, hand in hand.
That's what you're about, is it?
And Clara Harris lost it. Clara attacked Gail and wrestled her to the ground in the lobby of this hotel.
She snapped. Flying into a rage, not caring who she hurt or how badly.
It's more than just a struggle. Clara's vengeful fury is shocking.
The fact that Clara attacked Gail, and then once she was pulled off, went back and bit her, she's acting like an animal.
Then, the final humiliation.
David Harris told her, it's over, Clara. You've blown it, it's over. And he walked out with the other woman.
But it isn't over. This fight is about to enter its final bloody round.
I don't think there was much going on in Clara's mind at the time of the attack. Just needing to destroy the two people who had destroyed her. If she had a gun, she would have shot them right there. If she'd had a knife, she would have stabbed them. She had her hands, she had her teeth, and then she had her car.
Clara guns the car. In her blind anger, she's racing through the parking lot.
She came around. That's when my PI first saw her.
David is escorting Gail around the hotel to the back. David pushed Gail. He did not get out of the way. Clara hit him.
According to my investigator, when Clara's car struck David, his face hit the dash and his teeth were flying everywhere.
There's more horror to come. As Clara turns the car.
And then began this circuitous route of her coming back around to run over him again and again and again. Every time that car went over David Harris, it was like a meat grinder.
From the passenger seat, Lindsay Harris is forced to witness her own father's death.
Clara stopped the car and got out and grabbed David, who was at that time barely breathing. And she picked him up and said, "David, look at what you made me do."
Clara Harris is found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to 20 years in prison.
I think Clara killed David because David killed their marriage.
After years of belittlement and an ongoing affair, Clara could not be pushed any further.
The only way to end that kind of pain was to kill the source of the pain. It's lucky that Gail wasn't also killed.
The problem is that Clara Harris loved David too much. She loved him to the point that she was willing to kill to keep anyone from having him. Unfortunately, it was David who she was willing to kill.
The vast Arizona desert holds many secrets. Not all of them are meant to stay hidden.
It was very hot, dusty. You could smell the odor in the air. Just a rotten, putrid smell.
October 2004, Phoenix detective David Barnes is called to investigate the contents of a mysterious container.
I remember looking down into the tub and just seeing just a torso and seeing the white flesh of a stomach area of a portion of a man.
The dead man has a story that Detective Barnes will never get over.
How could she do that to the father of her son?
Nowhere. You'll be relentless.
somewhere. There he is. It's the Cowboys.
At age 44, Jay Orben thinks he has it all.
Gotcha.
His business is booming. He has a beautiful son, Noah,
Okay, come on.
and a glamorous wife, Marjorie.
That's right. Okay, you just...
Jay Orben absolutely adored Marjorie. He had a ring designed for her with a large diamond in it. He had bought her a new car. He certainly wanted to ensure that she was living the lifestyle that she wanted.
Oh, God. Oh, honey.
From the outside, Marjorie seems like a devoted housewife.
She cooked, she baked, she cleaned the house, she did home improvement projects, she cared for her son.
As journalist Shanna Hogan investigates Marjorie Orben's story, she finds a surprising past.
She grew up with ambitions of becoming a professional dancer, and along the way, her life took an X-rated detour, and she found herself stripping.
Marjorie loves having an audience of male admirers.
One of the things she cared most about was being physically desired by lots of men.
Manipulating men is her real skill in life.
She comes across as an attractive lady, very charming, very nice, very sweet, but very manipulative.
She was very good at using others to get what she wanted.
But Marjorie is getting older, and something in her life is missing.
She was able to convince people to give her things, but the one thing that she could never have was a baby.
Then, one night in Vegas, a man from her past appears. Ex-boyfriend Jay Orben has been obsessed with Marjorie for 10 years.
Jay was a businessman. He was a wealthy entrepreneur. And every city he traveled to, he looked for Marjorie.
Desperate for her love, Jay makes Marjorie an offer she won't refuse. Marriage and the baby she wants so badly. But with Marjorie Orben, nothing comes for free.
She made him a bargain. If she would come to Arizona and live with them for 2 years, and if after those 2 years she wasn't pregnant, then she would leave him.
For Jay Orben, it will become a pact with the devil. Years later, Marjorie has the child she wanted, while Noah is the apple of his father's eye.
My birthday boy.
Mom controls his every move.
Marjorie had to have complete control over her son, from what he did to what he looked like. And from an early age, she was actually bleaching his hair blonde to match hers.
You had a great day, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't like him to have any resemblance to his father.
Marjorie has gotten all she ever wanted from her husband. She doesn't need him anymore.
Marjorie was always talking down about Jay. What a bad person he was, what a horrible lover he was, you know, how disgusting he was.
But to discard him through divorce will leave her broke.
I believe Marjorie was to get about $700 or $750 a month for child custody. That's it.
We estimated that his entire estate was about $1.5 million.
To his beloved wife, Jay Orban is worth more dead than alive.
On September 8th, 2004, Jay Orban came home early from a business trip. It was his 45th birthday, but he never made it inside the house.
Marjorie Orban's husband, Jay, is missing. Instead of grieving, she's having the time of her life.
She immediately started to drain the bank accounts. And she bought a $12,000 piano immediately. She had the house repainted. She bought new patio furniture, new water fixtures for the yard. She was maxing out the credit cards. And also, she was hoarding cash.
That's not all. Within weeks, Marjorie moves on to a new man, Larry Weisberg.
They were living like a family. They had dinners together, they watched movies. She even convinced her son to call him Dad. She believed that she was going to seamlessly take her husband out of the picture and put this new man in her life.
Airbrushing one husband away for another is nothing new for Marjorie.
Marjorie was married 7 times before the age of 34. She lived her entire life perpetually in the honeymoon period of every relationship. She was in these very brief relationships that lasted about 2 years, and when she became bored or dissatisfied, she moved on to her next lover.
Former FBI profiler Candice DeLong has seen this pattern in female fortune hunters before.
Number one, they're above average intelligence, and I do believe Marjorie is of above average intelligence. And number two, there's a certain amount of arrogance about them. They actually believe they can kill their spouse and get away with it.
The night Jay came home, I don't believe he suspected anything was wrong or anything was going to happen to him.
Hello, Marjorie? Honey, what's going on?
Jay was taken by surprise and he was killed instantly.
Now Marjorie's plan turns macabre. She freezes Jay's body and reaches for her toolbox.
She actually was a woman who was very well versed with tools. Her neighbors would say that when they heard a saw going, they would joke, "Oh, there's Marjorie again with her saws."
When one is using a jigsaw to dismember a frozen body, there will be no smell, and there will be no or very little blood. When one is cutting frozen tissue, it's like going through wood.
To me, this shows an utter disregard, total contempt for the man that he once was. He meant nothing to her. His remains meant nothing to her.
With Jay on ice and the evidence cleaned up, Marjorie has almost committed the perfect murder. But greed is her undoing. She discovers that with no body, there's no insurance payout for another 7 years. Marjorie Orban can't wait that long.
She did what she needed to do. She took part of the remains and she dumped them out there where she knew people were walking through. It was obviously intentional.
Marjorie needs police to find Jay's body. But to a forensic pathologist like Janice Amatuzio, a dead body holds many clues.
The art of identifying tool marks on bone is quite sophisticated. The particular striations or marks on the bone can be compared to a class or a type of pattern of saw blade.
Blades found in Jay Orban's workshop match the marks on his bones. The next piece of evidence helps clinch the case. Marjorie is caught on security camera, buying the same storage containers that Jay's body is found in. Marjorie Orban is found guilty and sentenced to life without parole.
She will spend every day for the rest of her life behind bars. She will be there until her hair turns gray and time has erased all trace of beauty from her face. I think that's the only loss I think Marjorie is actually sad about.
It's early morning in Selmer, Tennessee. Pastor's wife, Mary Winkler, is taking her daughters on a road trip.
She was taking them to the beach. She had always wanted to take them to the beach. The father, Matthew, had always promised to take them to the beach.
Okay, girls. Who wants to go to the beach, huh? Me! Okay, who wants burgers?
She wanted to take her girls to the beach to enjoy one last day before their lives as they knew them ended.
When the Winkler family is missing from church that night,
Hello, Matthew? Mary?
elders go to their home to find out why.
Everything looks in place. It's quiet. There doesn't seem to be any reason to be concerned.
Matthew? Mary? Matthew?
Until they walk into the marital bedroom.
Matthew? Drew, quick, come in here!
And there they find the body of their preacher laying dead and cold on the floor.
When Sergeant Roger Rickman attended the murder scene that day, he had no idea of the storm that was brewing.
We really wasn't sure what had happened. Mary was not there, the children were not there. We didn't know that, that they had been abducted or what.
Selmer is about to become the center of a case that will divide the country and shake a devoted congregation to its core.
Oh Lord, you have enticed me, and I was enticed. For whenever I speak, I must cry out.
For 2 years, Matthew Winkler has been pulpit minister at the 4th Street Church of Christ.
Matthew came from a line of preachers, his father and grandfather. That's what he did in life. That was his vocation.
Matthew's career means he is always in the spotlight. And so is his wife, Mary.
If you're a preacher or a preacher's wife or a preacher's child in a small town, you're constantly under a microscope.
But away from the eyes of the congregation, Mary is under even more intense scrutiny.
Look, we got French fries. They're really yummy.
Now that's a healthy meal, isn't it?
He expected more of Mary than anyone should expect of a human being.
Yeah, sure you can.
This was a marriage where the husband was in charge and made all the decisions.
Okay.
He would lose his temper. He would belittle her.
How many times do I have to tell you not to buy junk food for the kids?
A little treat every now and then, Matthew. It won't hurt them.
But I don't want them to get fat like you.
He was, I believe, very emotionally abusive.
Criminal profiler Candice DeLong believes years of subservience took their toll on Mary's self-esteem.
We know the effects of ongoing verbal abuse from a husband to a wife has a long-term deleterious effect. It beats the spirit down.
Throw that in the bin.
They begin to believe what the offender is telling them, which is that they're worthless.
Don't talk back to me. That's your ugly coming out in you.
Then one night, Mary receives a mysterious email that seems to offer a chance to prove she's not worthless.
She never could seem to make ends meet, and she saw what she thought was an opportunity. But unfortunately, her solution to financial difficulty was to get involved in what is commonly called a Nigerian scam.
Mary falls prey to an online fraud that sinks the Winklers deep into debt. Her secret plan to prove herself has backfired. And she can't bear to admit her failure to Matthew.
She couldn't find any way to sit down with her husband and say, I screwed up. I'm sorry.
I believe she kind of got in over her head over that, and she didn't want Matthew to find out about it, and I think that's why she done what she done to him.
Dawn on March 22nd, 2006. The last day of Matthew Winkler's life.
That morning, the baby was crying. We knew that Matthew liked to sleep. He kicks her out of the bed and go make the baby shut up.
horrified, Mary's protective instinct takes over.
Mary said that he suffocated the baby. That was Mary's choice of words. A momentary squeeze like that I would not call suffocation, but Mary did. And I think that raised up some internal rage.
Mary is seething. She wants to confront Matthew.
I think she was at her wit's end, and now she wasn't the one being punished. Her children were being punished.
But Mary knows her husband won't listen to her. Unless he's not given a choice.
She said that he always said that a shotgun like the one he had would make a hole this big in you. And that made her think that a shotgun would get his attention.
Get up. Get up, Matthew. I want to talk. I want to talk.
A tranquil morning in Selmer, Tennessee.
I do not think that Matthew Winkler spent 1 minute of one day of his life ever thinking that he had anything to fear from Mary Winkler.
Get up. Get up, Matthew. I want to talk.
Pastor's wife, Mary Winkler, has decided to stand up to her husband after years of abuse. What happens next remains in dispute to this day.
We only know what the physical evidence shows us, and we only know what Mary tells us. Mary got the shotgun to get his attention.
Get up. Get up, Matthew. I want to talk.
It's possible when Mary was holding the shotgun on Matthew that she did not intend to kill him, possibly that she was intending to scare him, taking back her own life. It is entirely possible that was her intention. Things didn't work out that way.
She shot Matthew in cold blood while he was sound asleep.
In my opinion, he never got out of bed. She just come in there in cold-blooded murder and shot him.
But that's not the way Mary's defense team sees the shooting.
There were some pillows on the floor where he had kicked her out of the bed earlier that morning. And I believe that she lost her footing.
Get up, Matthew. I want to talk.
Finger was on the trigger and it went off unintentionally.
Did she intentionally shoot him? I don't know. I can't say. I don't believe she did. I believe that our theory was that she either lost her balance standing on some pillows that he had kicked off the floor, or she went into some type of catatonic state and shot him and doesn't remember shooting him.
Investigators later find the telephone disconnected.
The telephone had been unplugged from the wall, in my opinion, to keep him from calling 911.
Taking the shotgun, Mary leaves her husband to die.
Then she took her 3 little girls, packed them into their car, and hit the road.
For 2 days, America holds its breath, fearing the worst for Mary and her kids. The search for them ends in Orange Beach, Alabama.
There was no one holding Mary. There was no one threatening her girls. It was just Mary and her 3 little girls at the beach. It was time for Mary to answer for what she'd done.
Just place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand.
Put on trial for her husband's murder. It is Mary who will emerge as the victim.
Mary painted a picture of a horribly victimized woman on the witness stand.
Marriage lasted right at 10 years. I believe it was 10 years of hell.
Mary's defense centers on 3 kinds of abuse she claims to have suffered at the hands of her husband: emotional, physical, and sexual.
She said that Matthew forced her to commit sexual acts that she didn't want to do. He made her dress up in tardy shoes and wear wigs and wear slutty skirts. He made her do oral sex, he made her do anal sex, and this was outside of prescribed behavior for Christian couples in her mind. That's what Mary claimed in that courtroom.
According to author Diane Fanning, many of Mary's claims lacked proof or substance.
I just didn't buy those arguments. To me, to be sexually abused means that someone has to commit a sexual act on you that you don't want, and you've clearly stated you don't want it. And yet, Mary, after her trial, sat there on the Oprah Winfrey Show and said to that woman, "If I ever said no, Matthew stopped right away. In fact, if I ever flinched, Matthew stopped right away."
As proof of physical abuse, Mary points to a black eye she had suffered in previous months.
One time she was playing softball and a ball bounced up and hit her. Well, it hit her in the facial area. She had told us that later on he had jabbed her in that same area.
Have you seen my Mary's eye? Hopefully she learned to keep her eye on the ball.
Actually, I don't believe very much of anything she said in the trial. I think it was all made up, prefabricated, and the jury bought into it.
The jury's verdict will be one of the most controversial in Tennessee history.
They'd kicked out first-degree murder. They even kicked out second-degree murder. They settled on a manslaughter charge, and then the judge pronounced the verdict. He gave her a 3-year sentence, but he made 2 of it on probation. Then he took away the time she served in jail before she got out on bail. And suddenly Mary had a sentence of 61 days remaining to serve. So Mary, who shot her sleeping husband in the back, would serve 2 months in prison, and part of it in a mental health facility, and nothing more. Mary got away with murder.
For defense attorneys Leslie Ballin and Steve Faris, the verdict is a triumph of justice.
It was an outstanding outcome. We took a person who had no voice in the system, and we spoke for her. We gave her what I believe was a good defense, an honest defense, a true defense, and we saved her life.
Today, Mary has custody of her 3 children and has begun a new life.
It's a happy family, certainly one without a father in the house, but she is doing great now, just super.
I describe Mary as a cold, calculated murderer. She premeditated Matthew Winkler's murder, and she followed through with it. I'm actually today still concerned for her kids because, you know, if she could do this to her husband, she could do anything.
America remains divided about Mary Winkler. Is she a battered wife who killed by mistake? Or a cold-hearted murderer who remains dangerous? It's after midnight on the edge of a ranch stock pond in Texas. Wendy Davidson has something she desperately needs to hide.
She knew that if she dumped him in water, his body would rise to the surface pretty fast. So she gathered some heavy auto parts and concrete blocks and things. She tied these things to his body.
The body belongs to her husband, Air Force Sergeant Michael Severance.
This man was a hero. He survived 5 tours of duty in the Middle East. And yet, he couldn't survive 5 months of marriage to that woman.
On the outside, Wendy Davidson looks like a smart, successful vet.
Okay, open wide. Good doggy.
But Wendy's family makes life complicated. Wendy has been married to Michael Severance for 5 months. But no matter how hard he tries, Michael can never satisfy his new mother-in-law.
Wendy was very torn by the conflict between her parents and Michael. Wendy was tied to her parents. They were helping her financially to get her practice going. Her mother was working in the clinic almost every day. She was bound to them by emotional bonds that just could not shatter.
When Michael and Wendy plan a visit to his father in Maine, Wendy's mom doesn't like the idea. The pressure is wearing Wendy down.
Somehow, Wendy, in her self-centered, vainglorious way, decided that this was the solution to her problem. That if she got rid of Michael, her life would be fine. It was irrational, it was heartless, it was cold. But that's how Wendy's mind worked.
In January 2005, Les Severance waits for his son and his grandchild to arrive for their first visit to Maine.
I come through the door, pumped, let's go. We gotta go pick up Mike. And they give me the news that Mike's not coming. Nobody knows where he is.
Wendy says her husband has mysteriously gone missing. A father's instincts say something is wrong.
It was just all piling up that something is amiss here. Something's not right.
Late at night, Wendy Davidson desperately scours the internet. Her searches will leave clues to a murder.
2 things in particular on the computer were a query on polygraph examinations, and then another query on the decomposition of body in water.
As Texas Ranger Sean Palmer begins investigating the disappearance of Michael Severance, Michael's wife, Wendy, becomes the prime suspect.
Surveillance information showed that Wendy Davidson traveled to a ranch that we knew she had access to.
On that ranch is a pond with her dark secret.
The Texas Department of Public Safety dive team assisted with the search of the pond and ultimately discovered Michael Severance's body.
"2,000 miles away, in Maine, Michael's father receives grim visitors.
And then when I pulled in the driveway, I see the Air Force plates. And I really had a hard time coming through the door. I stood out in the driveway for probably 15 minutes because I knew. They told me that they had found Michael's body in the pond.
As police close in, Wendy Davidson panics. She calls her family to a secluded cemetery and makes a strange confession.
She told her brother that I did not kill Michael Severance, but I disposed of his body. She said, because I knew someone in my family must have killed him, and I wanted to protect my family.
But all the evidence is pointing to Wendy.
One of the things that was critical in the investigation was the drugs that she kept at the clinic.
Wendy had altered her logs, covering up the missing drugs that killed her husband.
Law enforcement pieced together all the little bits of evidence and came up with a scenario. Friday evening, Wendy and Michael went out to celebrate the upcoming trip and to have dinner together and a few drinks, and came back to their apartment inside the clinic.
All right, here comes. 1 and 2. Yeah, you see that?
Law enforcement believes she put a little phenobarbital into the beer that Michael drank.
Man, I could really use a beer right now.
Then they believe the combination of the phenobarbital and the beer that night just put him right to sleep. They believe that when that happened, she pulled out a veterinary syringe, filled it with euthanasia, and slammed that thing into the center of his chest. And pushed down on the plunger, just as she would have done any dog on the table in her clinic.
Its effect would take place immediately, and death would ensue in 2 to 4 minutes. This type of death is relatively painless. They simply fall asleep and stop breathing.
After dumping his body in the stock pond, Wendy thinks she's finished the job. But the investigation later reveals another gruesome fact.
Wendy, a couple of days after her husband's death, had gone online and researched what a body does in water. And she went, oops, I made a mistake. I didn't put enough weights on his body. He is going to rise up to the surface.
Wendy returned to the pond.
She saw the body was indeed rising.
It's not difficult to sink a body, but it's very difficult to keep a body down once it begins to decompose. The process of decomposition and the manufacture of gas in the body is relentless and ongoing.
Wendy has to get rid of the evidence one more time.
She took out her blue veterinary knife and stabbed his body 41 times.
Mutilating a dead body of someone that you supposedly loved, pretty gruesome thing to do, pretty incredible thing to do. I think most people can't even begin to imagine themselves doing such a thing. So she got past whatever hurdles she had to get past to do it.
After her arrest, Wendy enters a plea bargain. Convicted of murder, she's sentenced to 35 years in prison. Wendy still claims she is innocent.
I truly believe she feared that Michael was going to leave her and try and get custody of their son.
This is something that you think of every day. This never goes away. Why did they kill little Mikey?